welcome to the chasing segment this week of Racing, Pacing and Chasing. I'm Aaron Bain, joined by my co-host Rocky Butterworth.
Good to be here, mate.
You again last week on the chasing segment. You tried to take the reins on the pacing and chasing.
I rifled through the greyhound segment in 2 minutes 13, mate.
You do a lot in 2 minutes 13, but anyway, we won't go there. Let's extend this one and bring the listeners what they want to hear, and that is greyhound talk. All right. So this week, before we get into it, we must thank the Gawler Greyhound Racing Club for sponsoring, and we look forward next week to getting Sean Noack on the last show before Christmas with Shane Collins, Jockey Club, Peter Bain, the Harness Racing Club.
That'll be
Get
good.
all three together on a bit of a panel. We look forward to discussing all things racing in Gawler. So we thank them for support. This Friday night, big Friday night of racing, and we have the running of the Group 1 Melbourne Cup and Hooked on Scotch. We continue to talk about him week in, week out. He's a $1.95 favourite from box 8, but
won his heat from box 8 as well, mate.
Broke the track record as well. He was very impressive in doing so. Drawn box 8, as you said, he won the heat. Let's just run through the field.
8 last start winners, mate.
Yeah, well, it's an impressive lineup, isn't it? They've all had to get through to the Melbourne Cup. It's quite a competitive series. But Campini from Glen Rounds out of box 1, $5. Interesting, there's 6 or 7 dogs here under $8 the field. Really. So number 2, Get It Gizmo, certainly a very handy dog. Box 2, $8. Number 3 is Whiskey Riot. Anthony Has a Party, $6. 4, Flynn, Jason Thompson, a kennel mate to Hooked on Scotch, $8. Number 5, Western Envoy, one of the outsiders in the field for Angela Langton, $34. 6, Jaro Bale, Andrea Daly at $34. 7, Oakvale Beauty, Jeffrey Britton at $51. So those 3 dogs there, you just want to hope they don't get in the way of Hooked on Scotch early. I'm tipping it. The 8, Hooked on Scotch, you expect him to absolutely ping the lids. $1.95, and then there's the 2 reserve dogs, Shimmer Shine, Andrea Daly, and Simon Told Helen. That would be a good one to know why Simon Told Helen and what the story is behind that. $8.50 and $14 respectively. So, let's take a look here at Hooked on Scotch winning his heat on the 22nd of November last week, but very impressive to say the least.
Dash away early. Hooked on Scotch led by 4 to Lucy's Milo. 5 away Dinah Runther, and then Snags Mackenzie, Lady Emerald. Well back to Kurt Lee, Keeper of Keys, and Sudden Force last. Keep your eye on the clock. It is all Hooked on Scotch, the shootout winner. He is roaring up the home straight, and he's going to dash into the Melbourne Cup. Hooked on Scotch in 28.93.
He's a good dog, Hooked on Scotch, and we might see him as brilliant best.
His form's 1-1, 2-1-1, and the only time Matty Knight's back is when he got beat.
Yep.
He's one of the worst in Australia, that bloke.
He's got the best dog in Australia beaten through his weekly Matt's Mad multi, but that's how well he's going. Hopefully he didn't put it in his multi this week. But before we move on, I forgot to mention at the start of the show, I've jumped codes.
Yes, I've heard you've...
Can't reveal the dog's name, but jumped codes. I've joined our regular panellist, Benny Rawlings.
And is it true that you bought 10% for $8,000?
Not 10% for 8. I bought 25 for it. We're not divulging any numbers, but there's a 25% share under the name of A Bain and R Butterworth. I just have an invoice issue for your side. So I've sold part of it off to you, but you just don't.
That's
really,
all right, mate.
But I'll let you know when we're lining up in the 2020 Melbourne Cup, mate.
Look forward to it.
So looking forward to getting him over there. It's actually dipped our toe in the water. I've been talking to Benny since he's on the show, and we might lead into that, but it's amazing, and a dog like him, and I didn't realise this before talking to Benny. It's not only this dog. Did you know there's an SA rule, right? And I've got my notes here just to show. There's an SA rule that if any owner in SA purchases a higher grade dog interstate, to encourage dogs to come to Adelaide, it drops back to a maiden.
Serious?
Grade 5.
So you can get a dog that's raced in the cup.
I don't know, we might try and buy Hooked on Scotch. No, just kidding. But you can get
bring him back here in a grade 5 and then win a grade 5 at every track in South Australia.
Yes. So, and this encourages, and he was saying, because the pool of dogs in SAs and the prize money we race for is a lot less than interstate, they encourage owners to buy interstate, and they can buy grade 4, grade 3, bring them to SA, grade 5 across the board. Grade 5 means you can win a grade 5 at every distance at every track. Right, so in horse terms, you can win at Globe, Pirrie, Strath, Kapunda in a CO, right, over 1,800 or 1,600 or 2,000, the middle and long distance. So there's 3 distances mainly at every track, and there's 6 tracks in SA. So a dog can win, that's 18, but you can win, some don't handle distances, you can win 12 to 15 maidens Now that's worth, some of them might only be $300 or $400 to the winner, but that's worth 15 grand to a dog or to an owner. It's good money.
It is.
And I tell you what, I didn't realise that before talking to Benny on this. It's an amazing initiative, and I think something that's, I don't know how you do it in harness racing terms, but it's, I full credit to Greyhound Racing SA.
Yeah, well, apart from their prize money is not super when you compare it into state, but it's on a par on the main night on Thursday, and it's on a par with some of our $2,500–3,000 races at Globe for a horse.
Talking about that, so this dog we bought, we won't mention any names, we'll build the hype up till after Christmas, we'll let it go, but proud owner, you can say, I'm in the camp now, but he's got it set for he's talking about a heat final series in the new year, grade 5 of course, and it's a grade 5, $2,500 to the winner for the heat, $8,000 to the winner of the final. And you only take one penalty. If you win both, now hopefully cross our fingers, but I'm saying for that person lucky enough if they were to win both, $10,500 they bank and they do one grade 5 over that distance at Angle Park.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, so Benny will be on the show next week and we'll talk a little bit more about this to him because the G6 they've done here, now they've done this sort of initiative. I don't know how long it's been going, but full credit Greyhound Racing SA.
Yeah, too right.
In the new year, I wouldn't mind getting someone on from Greyhound Racing SA and just talk about it's certainly a sport going forward in leaps and bounds. But also on Friday night, there's two other races that I'm quite intrigued about.
In the cup first, mate?
Yeah, no, I won't. I can. Oh, I shouldn't, but hooked on Scotch, But I'll try not to get it beat like Cotton.
I think the 3 will beat it, mate.
The 3 Whiskey Rye.
I think Whiskey Rye can win.
Yeah, that was coming out of the Adelaide Cup form.
Yep.
You're going with that, okay. I think Claire tipped that that was one of hers. In the Adelaide Cup. But anyway, 2 other races on Friday night at Sandown Park. So we've got a match race between Feral Frankie, it sounds like you, and Sinachi. Sounds like me, a bit more classy. Feral Frankie $1.80 and Sinachi $2. So that'll be interesting when they let them slip and take each other on. So
they're both very quick early too. So.
Yeah, look forward to that. On the same program as the Group 1 for the Stayers. So we've got the Boom Down, so Benny's tipped me Boom Down out of box 1. It is a $3.30 favourite, so no value there, Benny, just tipping the favourites, but that's all right. But Tornado Tears, third line of betting at $5, so might have just be on the way down, but you never rule out a champion at $5.
No, that's right. It's a good price, isn't it?
So certainly some good races there on Friday to watch. But probably just in local news, there's an interesting one coming up later in November, and there's a Border Challenge series, which is another good initiative by Greyhound Racing SA. We'll talk to Benny, see if he's got any set by that. But we might even try and get this Sean Matheson on, the racing manager. I took this out of their Kennel Capers magazine. Okay. So Border Challenge series is Mount Gambier versus Warrnambool. So quite an initiative series there. $1,550 heats run at Mount Gambier over the 5-12 on the 24th of November. And then there's Warrnambool heats to be run a week later or 4 days later on the 28th of November. And then there's a final at Warrnambool for $4,000 to the winner on Thursday the 5th of December. So, that's...
very good.
Yeah, so those heats would have been run. The final goes around next week. So we'll bring the replay of that as well. But it's a good little, they've had the state of origin, and then this is for the country dogs as well. So we look forward
they keep trying, and Greyhounds, no question.
Great initiative like that. But let's get into some dogs to follow, apart from the one I bought. But we won't mention that one until January 1st. That'll be a New Year's Eve announcement. But you might never be seen either. But dogs to follow, thanks to Garrard's Horse and Hound. Let's get into it. Right, our first one, our RPC's very own Benny Rawlings has purchased one of these that we talk about, a bit higher grade dog. So he's given us one to follow. It goes around on Thursday night, so the show will go to air the day after. But he said one to watch certainly over the 600 to 700 metres over the next few weeks is 2 times twice. He'll get better as he steps up in distance, so follow him closely.
Benny named that, you reckon?
No, he bought it from interstate. It's had some runs interstate, but there might be a reason he bought it. We'll have to ask him. But hopefully we're talking about is a run of the week next week for Benny, but his team's certainly up and about. I'm not sure if there's up and about, but Alicante Boucher's gone amiss, I've heard as well.
Oh, is it?
Unfortunately, twinged to back muscle, but he's going to do everything he can to rehab her back through to racing, and we hope, we keep our fingers crossed. She's been a very good bitch to that, to the stable, the barn, the kennel, to the family in general as well. So, our run of the week, thanks to our murder station. our run of the week now. We'll take a look at the replay here last Thursday at Angle Park at 1 over the 600 Firetail for Lauren Harris. Just take a look at the replay now. Cops trouble early, very impressive winner.
And away, and slowly out was Flying Dutchie. Very good speed. Firetail going with it, a rap sag miss. They go to the first bend. Firetail drop back quickly and railing up. Cuddles Lee found the lead. Cuddles Lee leads to the back. A Linga Jess quickly to second. Then a rap sag miss from Firetail. Then Pandora's Comet from Spring Glass. Then Flying Dutchie and Aston Sigrid off the back. Cuddles Lee led. A Linga Jess a length away. Then a rap sag miss. Firetail. Cuddles Lee still the leader. Running on late. Firetail. Cuddles Lee in front. Oh, might have just held on from Firetail, who put a big dive in right on the peg. Then a Linga Jess, a Rapsag miss.
Good winner there, Firetail.
Was good. Didn't have any right to win that's for sure.
It's a dog with plenty of improvement still to come, and certainly one to follow there. So we thank Benny for supplying us those week in, week out, even when he can't join us on the show. But he'll be on next week. He said he's starting to he's starting to be a home team player as well. When we play at Gawler, he's got the home shorts on. He's available. when we're down in the cold, wintry, Adelaide, city of Adelaide. No, we shouldn't say that. He's been very good.
The only travel we got is Liz, who does our.
Oh, what? So me travelling from Gawler to...
You don't count.
Don't count? Okay, yeah, that's right, because you got me a private jet. Or helicopter that gets me week in, week out. No, so Benny will join us on the show next week.
Yep.
And big show next week.
And I will drop the name of your dog.
No, you cannot. No,
Fluffy, isn't it?
Fluffy. You cannot. I've been told, Benny's told me not allowed to drop it. He likes it, but he cannot drop it.
Fair enough.
Fluffy. Good story about that, actually. Hey, let me tell you that story quickly.
All right.
There's a funny story behind the dog Fluffy, right? I won't mention any names, but my man in Victoria, the rest can say what it's like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's a story going around a couple of years ago now. He set up a Bet365 account in the name of Fluffy Ainsworth, right? And he liked this horse that they sort of backed the night before. Not him necessarily, but it was one they liked at odds. He never got the money. It won. I think the line come back. See us in court, Fluffy. He put it on his dog side. So we'll have to argue about the real story. I still remember this was years ago. He told me absolute.
I wonder if Punk Club would have paid out.
We might have to ask Jason.
Yeah.
Jason, will you pay that on dogs now? No. Pay it on anyone. So, but that was quite. I'm in a group chat and I told some mates this story, and my name on there's Fluffy Ainsworth in name of that the fake account that I was trying to set up. They said, "Can you produce the ID of Fluffy Ainsworth?" But quite a good story. Anyway, been a good show, Rocky.
Been good.
We've got one more show to go before the Christmas break. We'll be at the Gawler Jockey Club next week after the races, and we certainly look forward to wrapping up the year. That'll be episode 13.
Yep.
We've got some exciting announcements for not only the three clubs, we'll talk about them in Gawler, but the show next year. We're going to roll out a bit of a new format, some new segments that we look forward to bringing you. Plenty of SHIT to talk, If we don't know it, we make it up.
Mm-hmm.
So,
done that all my life, mate.
Continue to do it. That's what we're good at. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us this week on the chasing segment of Racing, Pacing, Chasing. We've had some great guests on the show earlier tonight in Paul Bashara and Brodie Webster. So if you haven't watched those interviews, jump over onto the other segments and take a look there. But we also must thank Jason Neve for hosting or letting us host the show tonight from the Punk Club office, and they were great supporters as well. So they pay out on humans or pets. Get on board at Punk Club and Jason Neve. Thanks, guys, and we'll be back this time next week.